In part of your book, you say that after age 40 is when many people can start noticing memory issues. So if someone gets to that point, and 40, I think for most people, is still relatively young, and they start noticing that, what should people be doing?
I think the first step is to try to start engaging in a healthier lifestyle and see if you notice an improvement. So, we give people brief memory assessments before they get started, and we give them the exercises, and most do very well. I mean, by mid-40s, most individuals don't have serious brain disorders. On the other hand, if you're concerned, if you see a sudden change in your memory function, if it really worries you, of course, see a doctor, because if there is a problem, the sooner the doctor helps, the better the outcome.
And what about Alzheimer's disease? I think almost everybody is affected by that in some way or form. When someone gets that far down the road, is there anything that can be done to either slow the progression or anything, I guess, in that term?
Unfortunately, we don't have a cure for Alzheimer's disease. We do have medicines that help with the symptoms. In our experience, even people with mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease, if they combine the younger brain lifestyle with medical management, we find that they seem to do better. So, it's really about adjusting and individualizing the program to meet that person's needs. So if they're further along in their cognitive impairment, the exercises, of course, will be easier. If they're very mild, of course, you want to make them more challenging.
Talk about some of the exercises a little bit too. I know my parents do the crosswords, and you see Sudoku and on the plane and all that stuff. What is a good exercise to keep your brain sharp as you get older?
I think those kinds of puzzles are fun and engaging, and you ought to pick puzzles that you enjoy and games you enjoy. But another great exercise is just having a conversation with a friend. One study found that a 10-minute engaging conversation is better for your brain health than watching television. But we also teach focused memory techniques that are very important, and many studies have found that it can very quickly boost memory performance, and you can have sustained effects for many years. And in the new book, we have it boiled down to just 2 things. And if you can remember these 2 things, you're in great shape. You don't have to buy another book. And it's focus and frame. So focus is a reminder to pay attention. The biggest reason we don't remember is we're simply distracted. And frame is a way of taking the information you want to remember and giving it a framework so it's meaningful. If something is meaningful, it will be memorable. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to create visual images to remember information. And so with this basic technique, focus and frame, we go after the 4 most common memory complaints. Now let's see if I can remember them. Names and faces, where we put things, prospective memory, and that's the problem where you run out of the house without your cell phone or you forget an appointment. And then finally, tip of the tongue, where you are certain you know something, but it just doesn't roll off the tip of your tongue.
When you mention those 4 memory issues, at what point should we be concerned? Because we all forget where we put our keys, where we parked our car in a huge lot. At what point is that just not a big deal versus something you should be concerned about?
I think if there's a sudden change, if you really feel that it's interfering with your everyday life, if it becomes more frequent, or if you're worried about it, I think that's a time where you may want to see a physician or a clinician who has expertise in this area.
Back to the brain games. In your book, you had a couple brain teasers and riddles and then links to sites that you can find more of those. I had a lot of fun with a lot of those in there. Got most of them wrong, but those really make you think, I guess outside the box is a good term, how you normally wouldn't answer some of those questions.
I think that's what we're trying to do with these sorts of brain games, is to shake up your neural circuits so you see things differently. And you can do things if you write, if you're right-handed, try writing with your left hand. And I think these things are fun. In the long run, you're probably going to be better off if you keep up your physical exercise. If people ask me, Doc, I only have time for going to the gym or for doing a crossword puzzle, I'll say, go to the gym.